Good morning, everyone. Students, I hope you all are well. Because of the COVID-19 outbreak and pandemic situation, we all are bound to stay at home. We are staying at home, but it does not mean we can sit idle. We have to work for our next days. So I am here to take your online class. I hope you all will give attention on my class. Today I will take class on strategic management and also discuss about chapter 1 and BBA 4th year 7th semester. Now the question is being discussed, and the question is, what is strategy and what is management, what is strategic management, why important is strategy, discuss the function of strategy. Everyone needs to be aware about strategic management. If we mention proper ways, while management not only general people but also industrial sector, multinational, joint venture, private and government organization will be benefited in the study of strategic management. So, strategic management is very important to the development of our activities, development of management activities such as planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling, and short-term and long-term planning is very important to the development of our industrial sectors and every sectors in this strategic management. We must know the proper ways and respective towards strategic management is universal. I am giving you in the strategic management and the definition of strategic management and strategy. Strategy is a well-defined roadmap of an organization. It defines the overall mission, vision and direction of an organization. The objective of strategy is to maximize an organization strength and minimize the strength of the competitors. So, management is all about identification and description of the strategies that managers can easily do so as to achieve better performance and a competitive strategy for their organization. They should conduct a short analysis. Strength, weakness, opportunity and threat is important to the development of strategy or organizational activities. And the word strategy is derived from the Greek word strategia, which means art of top leaders, office of general and command. In the short sense, a strategy is a general play or set of plan intended to achieve some things. In broad sense, strategy is a method or plan chosen to bring about a desired future, such as achieve means of goal or solution to a problem. And the different things and different people says strategic management is a good sides in day to day now. In the picture, what is strategy? They are choosing in the strategy and how to implementing the strategy. In this picture, a man, he doing and walking his sides to sides and he selected in a proper strategy. And the next picture is the target and achievement goal in these sides of the strategy. In the target is the clearly long term or short term planning, then the strategy is well defined. Let us about the different scholars says, and the Google defines strategy generally involves setting goals and priorities, determining action to achieve the goals, and mobilizing resources to execute the action. A strategy describes how the ends will be achieved by the means. It involves activities such as strategic planning and strategic thinking. According to Ansop defines, strategy is a set of rules for decision making under conditions of partial ignorance. Strategic decisions concern the firm's relationship with its ecosystem. According to Mintzberg define, strategy is a mediating force between the organization and its environment. Consistent patterns in stream of organization decisions to deal with the environment. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those sides. According to Henderson define, strategy is the focus use of imagination and logic to respond to the environment so that as a result it generates competitive advantage for the company. According to Miller and Dress define, strategy is a set of plans or decisions made in an effort to help organization achieve their objectives. And according to White, Correll and Parnell define, strategy is the set of plans from top management to achieve result consist with the organization mission and objective. So this is the student commerce have much more skill and scope from these sides, and the strategic planning in the short term and long term planning, and short term and long term planning is important to our development of organization and development of all side of activities. And strategy is a method or plan chosen to bring about a desired future, such as achieve a good or goal situation in a problem. And the next question is management. In the management is very important to the development of our organization and development of our activities. And the management is essential for an organization life and necessarily to run all types of management. Good management is the backbone of successful organization. Managing life means getting things done to achieve life's objectives, and management and organization means getting things done with and through other people achieve its objectives. No ideology, no political theory can win a greater output with loss effort from a given complex of human and material resource without management. And according to Skinner and Ivancic define, management is the application of planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling function in the most efficient manner possible to accomplish meaningful organization objectives. According to Henry Fayol defines, to manage is to forecast and plan, to organize, to compound and to coordinate and to control. According to Harold Kuhn's, management is the art of getting things done through and with formally organized group. According to James F. Stoner defines, management is process of planning, organizational observation and guidance of effort, all organizational members and users of resource other organizations to be reaching the target of organization which have been specified. According to George R. Terry, defines management is a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, directing and controlling, performed to determine and accomplish the objectives by the use of people and resource. According to Kunjo and Waris, defined management is the process of designing and maintaining an environment in which individuals working together in groups efficiency accomplish selected aims. So management is planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling in the overall organizational development and activities. In the Luther Gulick defined management is a short term in postcode: P for planning, O for organizing, S for staffing, C for coordinating and controlling, R for reporting and B for budgeting is the management. So management is getting things and done through the others people, and management is forecasting and planning, organizing, directing, coordinating and controlling is called management. And the next question is, management is very essential to the development of our organization and development activities, and we can find the following some characteristics is management. Management is a social process, management is goal oriented process, management is an integrated process, management is pervasive, management is multidimensional, management is a group activity, management is a dynamic function, management is an intangible force, management is an interactive process, management is a continuous process. Finally, we can say that management includes planning, organizing, staffing, leading or directing and controlling an organization to accomplish the goal or target. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those side. If you look out in practical side, then you have studied in theoretical side. And the next question, what is strategic management? And the strategic management is very important to the development of our organization and development of our industry. So strategy management is the strategic use of a business resource to reach company goals and objectives. Strategic management requires reflection on the process and procedures within the organization as well as external factors that may impact how the company functions. The process of strategic management should guide top level action and decisions. Companies of all sizes and in all industries can benefit from the practice of strategic management. According to Pierce and Robbins defines, strategic management is defined as the set of decisions and action in formulation and implementation of strategies designed to achieve the objectives of an organization. According to Lloyd L. Basis define, strategic management is the process of managing the organization mission while managing the relationship of the organization to its environment. According to Steiner define, strategic management is primarily concerned with relating to the organization to its environment, formulating strategies to adapt to that environment and assuming that implementation of strategies take place. According to Stoner and Freeman defines, strategic management is destination management process that involves an organization engaging in strategic planning and then acting on those plans. On the basis of above discussion, we may define strategic management as follows. Strategic management is a set of rules aims at taking decisions for sustaining and growth of an organization in a given environment. So the strategic management is very important in the short term and long term planning, and short term and long term planning all times maintaining and thinking all about the organization and organizational activities and development of our organizational activities and how to develop in our organization to achieve and targeting your goal. And the next question, how important is strategy? It is a very important talking in this question. Strategy is a short-term and long-term planning. So this properly guidance in the strategic planning, then the organization successful. Otherwise, organization failure. When we first started strategic planning work over 20 years ago, a client and good friend said that succeeding in strategy management is hard work. It takes time, resource and disconnect from the urgency of running the day-to-day business. Today we would totally disagree. After working with over 200 clients on a wide range of strategy management projects, we have confirmed that there are a multitude of benefits to having and working a strategy in organization. The basic importance of the strategy may be described as follows. First one, planning. Creating and tracking progress against an annual operating plan is an essential management tools for any company. What is often missing is the relationship these plans have to the future. And planning is what is to be done, that is a projected course of action. Too often annual operating plans are creating from the real view mirror. What happened last year and where should we go in the coming year? These all good intentions. A well articulated 3 to 5 years long-term view of the company should serve to inform the annual operating plan. Planning is very important to the organizational development. Planning is most basic or primary function of management. Planning involves determining the objective and selecting a course of action to achieve them. It implies looking ahead and decision in advance. What is to be done, when and where it is to be done, how and by whom it is to be done. Professor W.S. Newman defines planning is deciding in advance what is to be done. That is a plan, is a projected course of action. R.W. Griffin defines planning means setting an organization goals and deciding how best to achieve them. And the second point is strength and weakness. At first glance, this seems too obvious and you are saying to yourself, of course we know what your strength and weakness are. And the short analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. Every organization should maintaining in this term. Strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. No one knows your business better than you. On the other hand, are you leveraging strength and do you have plan to close capability gaps in your organization? Strategy created a higher level of awareness and provides greater focus on activities that will make the organization more successful. Skill and knowledge, and the third point, this point is very important to the development of our strategy or organizational activities. If you know where you want to take your business over the long term, you will have a much better idea of the kinds of capabilities you will need to achieve your goals. Strategy defines and drives decisions in organizational designs. Therefore, by proactively pursuing new skill and knowledge, you prepare the organization for the intended future and your odds of success increase. And the fourth point is resource allocation. Resource allocation is a very important point of the important elements of strategy. So one thing is clear about any company, large and small, resources are finite. We wish they were infinite, but they will never be the case. Strategy is about making choices. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from in this side, and side by side the strategy all times maintaining and resource allocation, that means man, machine, materials, money, market and method, knowing in the several times now. What products, services and markets will be a part of the future and what we should not do. These types of decisions are critical to ensuring that limited sources are being developed to the most of promising opportunities that will provide the greatest return, and all times of providing the resource allocation and how to resource allocation, gathering their man, machine, materials, money, market and method. These activities are collecting and they are operating and achievement or targeting your goal. And the last point, environmental scan. This is the very important point of environment. Every person should know about environmental activities in the internal environment and external environment. Internal environment, that is clients, shareholders or any others related person, and external environment situation is very essential. Then the organizational activities very nicely. Political environment, religious environment, economical environment, geographical environment and others. So too many CEOs don't take the time to truly know the external environment that can have a positive or negative impact on performance. This is not to say that leaders are not to in tune with their customers or not aware of their competition. The question is, how through and analyzing are they doing? So the student commerce always knowing in these sides or environmental sides, and environmental internal and external impact the organizational activities and organizational sides. And the next question or last question is discuss the function of strategy. Strategic management is a key area of work for leaders and managers. They focus on it as a large part of their roles in the organization that they work for. There are many good strategic management courses in India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, which are very comprehensive in their coverage of what it entails and the kind of skill it needs. In terms of reference, strategic management is a very broad area. There are sub-areas within it which are functions that need to be carried out. And the first one, development of company strategy and vision. It involves defining the various and mission of the organization, which is essence mean the purpose of its existence. It also involves the development of the company's strategy in order to chart out its future growth pattern based on some specific action. Strategic management identifies what those actions will be and then shares those with the team that implement. And vision, mission, goal is essential to the development of organization. And the second point, and this point is very important, function of the strategy, identification of product and markets. Growth for an organization means constant innovation to maintain its competitive edge as well as market share. One of the functions of strategic management is to identify the new product and new organization needs to explore. It also means the evaluating of the viability of existing product, service and market, and assessment of whether to continue or not. And the new product development sides in every times the development, that is growth, stability and decline. Then next time is thinking and doing and operating the business activities development, how to business activities running in the next times now. And the third function is focus on company's brand positioning. This is very important function of company brand positioning. The company has a brand value and position that people identify it by. Strategic management means upholding, sustaining and reinforcing this brand positioning. This is done by ensuring that the strategy is to the brand as well as all the internal and external actions. So the brand and developing the brand and increasing the brand values to the customers is several times now. And the next point, alignment of across business of department. It is very important function. Classification of the department. Strategic management ensure that no business segment or development in the organization is working in soils. When planning takes place, the view of all departments and business are considered. So there are different department, marketing department, production department, sales department, manpower department. This is very essential to the classification, and this department always budget and allocation in the every times and every situation, and the maintaining proper sites and proper values of these kinds of activities. The final decisions are shared and discussed to ensure that there is an classification of organizational purpose and goals. This is the rule of strategic management, and strategic management departmental wise budget and allocation in the marketing department, finance department, manpower department, and production department. And production department is a very important, because the manufacturing industries or large industries, their production activities nice, then the strategy is fine and good, the business activities is very nicely. And the planning and course correction, and the next point is planning and course correction. Strategic management is all about planning for the business. This planning is similar to a short analysis, that means strength, weakness, opportunity and threat. This is the strength and weakness is internal, opportunity and threat is external. Opportunity and threats to existing business as well. It also means that one of the functions is to course correct the business performance in case it is not following the right growth rate. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those side, and we are trying to the all times in the development of our vision, mission, target and goal, and development of our activity sites and multinational, joint venture and private organization, short term and long term plan and proper planning, then the business activities very nicely. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those side. If you look out in practical side, then you have studied theoretical side. Practical side, that means FBCCI, DCCI, BJME, BKME, export, import, APZ, KPZ, trade and commerce, and etc. etc. So that the end of my class, hope you all have enjoyed it. I am requesting you, all of you, to stay at home and be safe. Thank you everybody. Thank you all.